Hey guys, it's Faye from Solar Flow and I am back with an all-new video. Today's topic is an ultra mini behind the veil psychic energy read into the explorer Christopher Columbus. So if that sounds good to you, please stick around. Now, before we get into the psychic energy reading on him, I'm going to start by sharing some basic bitch 3D information that was acquired off of his Wikipedia page. So here we go. Christopher Columbus, who was born somewhere between August 25th and August 31st, 1451, and the reason we're saying somewhere is because they don't have documentation of his exact birth date, and had crossed out of his body on May 20th, 1506, was an Italian explorer and navigator from the Republic of Genoa. He had completed 4 Spanish-based voyages across the Atlantic Ocean sponsored by the Catholic monarchs, opening the way for widespread European exploration and colonization of the Americas. His expeditions were the first known European contact with the Caribbean, Central and South America. Largely self-educated, he was knowledgeable in geography, astronomy, and history. And many of the names given by Columbus to geographical features, and particularly islands, are still in use today. He, in fact, gave the name Indios, as in Indians, to the indigenous people that he had encountered. Diseases introduced from the Old World contributed to depopulation of the indigenous people, who were also subject to enslavement and often other mistreatments by Columbus's governance. Increased public awareness of this has led to him being less celebrated by Western culture. So that concludes the 3D energy share into him. Love him or hate him, celebrate him or demonize him. I actually really liked his energy, and that's why he is getting his own mini energy read, although this be a very, very shorty boy. So here we go. As soon as I had connected to Christopher Columbus's energy, he had groused at how different the world was back then. And sadly, it's something that not a lot of us may have experienced, and he is sad for us. And the life and what the world was like back then is something that perhaps we have seen in movies, but it is far different to have lived it. There was court intrigue, politics, navigating very different and difficult personalities aside from navigating the ocean. There were kings and queens, royalty, nobility, adventure, and disease. His life played out like an adventure movie, but it was real. And sometimes for him, it was really fun, especially the wide open sea. And sometimes it was really scary, especially the wide open sea. But he would not trade that life for any other. He knows because he has had other lives since then, and they all sucked. His last, most recent life was lived as a junkie in the 1970s, which culminated in him overdosing and dying in, according to him, the chase of some artificial high to replace his soul's remembrance of a real high, as in being an explorer and navigator. He hated that life. In fact, he shared with me, He has hated every life he has had since his life as Columbus. And it was a relief for him in his most recent life to have found drugs, because at least it was something. Something that filled his time, something that made his life bearable, something that felt like something, because after being an explorer, everything else felt like nothing. But he has kept coming back, as in he has kept reincarnating time and again, looking for something that always felt just out of his reach, because the world has changed too much, and all that seems to be left were artificial highs, like those he found with drugs. So he has not come back, as in he has not reincarnated, since his lifetime in the 1970s, or that culminated in the 1970s. However, his energy is still close to the earth plane, and he had shared with me, if an opportunity arises for adventure, real adventure, watch out, because it will be him in that lifetime. But until then, he is watching humanity and our comings and our goings like it is some weird reality TV show, because to him and other souls like him, it is. So this concludes today's petite mini psychic energy read into Christopher Columbus. I hope that you guys have enjoyed it, and in fact, comment down below and let me know if you like these petite energy readings. And this is your reminder until next time to take what resonates and to leave the rest behind. And until next time, stay in a high vibration.